Hi, Warriors. Morgan Stanley moving to neutral on the USD. I want his job. How you doing, Alexander? James, Mike, Bran, NFP tomorrow? Yes,
Dale,
AJ? Yeah,
Dale, Dale,
yeah. What?
Dale. You're gonna get promoted if you just don't have an opinion. You shouldn't have an opinion on anything. I think you should go
Uh,
neutral on everything.
you know what, Blake? I'll tell you something. Better than that, I'm strongly neutral.
You're strongly neutral everything.
I'm
Pay me
strongly
more.
neutral.
Pay me more.
In fact, I'm long and short the board.
That's right. You're
All
gonna
right.
pull a
So
you're gonna pull a
anyway, trade.
1980s stockbroker
What do you
scam
think?
on us. You're gonna be like, you're gonna talk to us one show and you're gonna be like, I'm bullish Apple, and then you're gonna talk to us the next show and you're like, I'm bearish Apple.
Yeah, I'm
That's what you're
always
gonna do.
bearish Apple. Anyway, wouldn't you like that guy's job?
Woo,
I'm
love it.
neutral.
Love it. I
Neutral.
want to be
Probably
I want
make.
to be strongly neutral too.
Yeah,
All
he
the time.
probably makes
Unbiased.
300K a year to be neutral.
That's right.
Anyway,
Pay me more.
anyway,
Sorry, I'm
let's
out.
be. I thought you'd like that neutral thing.
Laughing my
The
ass off over here, Dale.
yen's not neutral this week, is it?
No, sir.
Okay, so we were talking about maybe 46. Um, what do you think? I mean, I
Uh,
know you were looking for shorting opportunities, Blake.
yeah, well, the thing is I was long the dollar yen. I've been long the dollar yen this week and long the
Okay.
pound yen for the last couple of days, and I just got out of my pound yen today. I got long off the 200 DMA 2 days ago, and
Okay.
I just got out of it this morning. And I'm looking for 145 is what 144.70s is the 38% retracement. So
Yeah.
as we get as long as the US data is not horrendous today, we have ADP data coming out in 13 minutes. If that data is not horrible, we have, obviously the jobs data tomorrow. We have unemployment claims. Everybody's watching the continuing claims, which are notably higher. I mean, I'll show you guys a chart on the continuing claims a little bit later, what I showed on the week ahead video, which is important.
Okay.
As long as that data is not getting that's the one that, we gotta kind of worry about today. But as long as it's not horrible, I mean, we could probably trade 145, 146, the next week
Yeah.
and a half. So I don't think that's undoable, you know what I mean? Or not
Yeah.
doable.
And
So
yields gave it back. Gave it up yesterday, and are coming back again. There's
they did. And you
to
do you see the big channel resistance on the 10-year? I mean, we hit it yesterday to a T. We hit it the day before yesterday to a T. And today we're sitting on it right now. So if the data is good, like I say good, if the data is not horrible and not a disappointment today in the US, 10-year yield should break higher. And
looks like
that's going to
415.
carry the dollar higher.
Okay, so we had a 120 bip decline from the highs, so 38% back would be about 48 from 380. That's about 420 and change. But here's,
Hey, hey,
look
Dale, can you
left,
zoom? Can you zoom your that chart's
out.
perfect because it's a 4-hour chart. Just zoom it in. There you go. Now you can draw that channel's perfect. Like you can take those highs, draw a line across the highs, and duplicate that line, draw it across the bottom, and you got yourself your channel. And you can see how we hit there the last 3 days. So if you take that
Yeah,
same line and you just duplicate it and put it on the bottom, you've got yourself your channel. And like I said, if
yeah,
the data comes out strong today,
yeah.
we should break. So anyway,
Yeah, yeah. I
that's
mean, this is, as long this held where it had to.
Mhm.
If we get to the dollar, I don't think the dollar bounce is over, even though we're pulling back. I'd be a buyer. Dollar actually looks better than yields. Had a better rally, not giving up as much. But I mean, you could even pull back to 180. And look, here this is almost like a trend line sometimes, these moving averages. They're not straight lines, but they kind of give you an idea of a channel. And, we start getting back over the recent highs should clear the way for where we were here
yeah.
before this decline. So let's get the guys in.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to shut up for a bit because these guys have
right.
been up way longer than us.
Yeah. All right. So I'm noticing commodity currency weakness. Uh, uh, even though you know, even though the dollar's up, um, Aussie isn't, which is kind of a change. I know I want to be a buyer down here somewhere, uh, but what are you thinking here on commodity currencies? Let's go with K Ryan.
Who?
K Ryan.
Did you say K Ryan? Have we merged?
Ryan man.
I hope I get his hair. Um,
Simultaneously. Uh, what do you think about these
Fine.
commodity currencies here, bro?
Um, not a lot, to be honest. We've had
Okay.
those highs. They're off those
Yeah.
highs,
Yeah.
but they're not pulling back too far. I think
Yeah.
that's the big standout point there. Um, you know, we're still in a bit of a range. We still can't break any of the bigger ranges like you got there up towards that 69.
Yeah.
We're maintaining that trend up from just before November, late October from 63. So the uptrend is still in play. I see no reason why it collapses, and I see no reason why it doesn't continue to go higher either. So yeah, I'll be more bullish this than bearish at the moment, but
Maybe
I
what
think
we
if you've
have
got
here is a little bit of a neckline developing here, and we need a right shoulder. Just,
yeah,
hypothesizing a bit here. But,
that would
something
go
I
nicely
showed
with
up,
that moving
you know,
those moving averages around about 66, wouldn't they?
yeah, they're converging there. And um, I noticed this over the weekend. I know people had counts up to the highs in the euro at 1140, but look at this. Came right off that weekly moving average. And
Uh-huh.
so above this is going to be pretty important. That's why I'm looking to buy pullbacks. Cable did the same thing. So, last week's highs, if taken out, we're going to get nice continuation moves in these currencies, in cable and
Yeah,
euro, in my opinion. So the trick now for me is, first of all, to look for, just fib levels of this wave to buy it, um, wrong against the lows, and then, you know, look for a breakout uh, coming sometime in the first quarter above the
yeah,
weekly
love it,
moving average.
love it. That's what I like looking at fib levels. Um,
Okay.
it tells you exactly that. Tells you what the trend's doing.
Yeah.
That euro dollar yesterday nearly got down to the 38.2, 108.75. What did we get down to? I don't think we got down as low as Blake wanted it. 93 we got down to. But yeah, if we'd have tapped that 38.2, that was a smart bounce.
Yeah. I think we're going to challenge these levels just like the Dixie could challenge at 104.20. We could go, maybe it'd be better if it did and held like around 108, but we could challenge these levels. And, what did I want to talk about? Canada. And Canada held that 32, had a nice initial rail. I'd buy a pullback because I think this is a natural magnet for Canada to get back to 35 for a sell.
Yeah,
So maybe 36, depends how much juice. There are people looking for a sharply higher dollar from last week's lows, above the recent highs, above 107.40. So we'll see, one step at a time. Okay, any thoughts on flows going into the beginning of the year? Anything that's a feature or option strikes where there's a lot of huge open interest that'll give us some
Good
tells?
morning, Dale. Good morning,
Good morning,
everybody.
buddy.
I must admit, I have not yet looked at a lot of
Well,
options stuff
well, you were busy
in the new
yesterday.
year, but there's probably
Yeah,
a bit around actual levels also. But yeah, as far as flows are concerned, I think that we've had this end of year, then we have those the reversal is too big a term. I think the yeah, rebalancing of the whole thing, and as what I was saying this morning on the flow show is, I think, well, this afternoon maybe we may have an idea, but then I think the real dollar market may start tomorrow on the labor report and the ISM combination, and that's where we may start to pick a side again. Well, in the meantime, yeah, dollar yen has rallied on the back of that earthquake in Japan. Now having people revising expectations for the Bank of Japan. So the market is now thinking that the Bank of Japan will delay or possibly delay normalization. That remains to be seen, but it's anyway, Ueda said that they will cooperate. We may see some money flowing into the zone where it all happened. Bit of delays again on checks of the nuclear plants, which were supposed to restart. And that's weighing on the yen right now. So the people need to revise their opinions a little bit, probably delay the expectations for normalization. But I reckon overall, we've seen, as I said, a setback on a lot of stuff, and now I think tomorrow also the real dollar market for 2024 will start.
You have any view on levels in silver? We had nice pullback the last
Yeah,
couple of days.
actually, I've let a lot go in those moves higher in the
Up here.
towards the end of the year, like November, December, and as a matter of fact, yesterday I started to just shyly buy a little bit, and I'm hoping to see
So
levels.
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
We talked about a guy being neutral on the USD, and now you're talking about buying shyly. Do you turn your head to the side before you click your mouse? And
Turning my head to the
because you're
side.
shy.
What
Is
that?
that
Oh,
a shy buy?
no, I'm closing my eyes.
Do you blush or anything like that because it's such a beautiful woman or something? The trade. Anyway, I like your
No, I think
the way
what,
you describe it.
anywhere. But again, it's a long-term position, right? I'm looking at
Yeah.
anywhere from here for the next $2.5, on the way down.
You think we could get to 21 again?
There's it's doable. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, if you get good numbers out of the US, the dollar will see a lift. Yields will go higher. People will probably buy a few dollars, and then it's possible. Silver is something that could move pretty quickly. We have seen those
This was
moves. They
I
can
think
move.
$3.50 this wave. So if that happens from here, that gives you 21. Equality of this.
And I think your green line down there at 19 is a bit of a panic level. If it goes back down below there, then the party may be over.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt. We're about
okay.
we're less than 2 minutes away from ADP data coming out. I just and good morning, KMan. Good morning, Ryan.
Morning.
I'm just gonna have to take it over for a bit,
ahead, buddy.
and we can continue the conversation about precious metals here in a second. But hey, you guys have any thoughts on ADP? I mean, the market's looking for about 100,000 jobs. I have a feeling, Ryan, that people aren't putting in their guesses for the non-farm payroll guesses for the giveaway tomorrow because they're waiting on this data, right?
Oh.
Yeah, you always get the those who like to try and game the system by waiting for the ADP.
Yeah, the Michael Browns of the world, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Let me get the link up for the boys and girls in the chat if it's not already there.
I'm neutral on this number here. Want to let you know.
Of course you are, Dale. You're widely neutral. And make sure that you guys look at that link that Ryan's putting in. Put your guess in. and put your guess in for a free month of ForexAnalytix. So, hey, yields are ripping. Look at the data is good. Good data.
164.
164. You just saw it right here on the data flash. Yields are moving. So, Dale, let me just show you that channel. Well, you were drawing it out anyway, but this is look how we're let me get to it real quick.
Oh, yeah, remember the other day I talked about Bitcoin being in a 5 up there. It collapsed yesterday, didn't it?
Yeah, Jim Cramer got bullish Bitcoin. He said it was here to stay on Monday. That's Confluence, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see this is that this is that channel that has been holding the 10-year.
Nice.
So it'll be interesting to see if yields will break here. And obviously one of the movers would be the US dollar, Japanese yen. Now, I want to real quick, and then we can go back to the discussion about metals. I just really wanted to pull up this chart. Let me grab it really quick. The best way to view it I've found is this website. Let me get over to it. Today's not Friday. Today's Thursday. Let's get over to the continuing claims right here. And this is the chart that you guys, we need to be paying attention to. Let's go out just a full year. You can see the continuing claims in September of this last year. So weird to say that. You can see how we've just been, we've been moving higher. And so over the course of the last few months, this is the number that everybody's watching. And so that continuing claims, you hear everybody going, oh, wait, we gotta really watch that. This is the risk really for the labor market. So if this continues to move higher, that's the data that, is going to get everybody's attention, because the weekly unemployment claims, you go, but the continuing claims, that means that people are filing for unemployment and they can't find new employment, right? Yeah. And that's where you start to go, the jobs that are readily available, Dale, is at In-N-Out Burger, McDonald's, restaurants, Amazon, delivery, doing things like that. But the good jobs, the higher paying jobs, if you will, are not readily available. And that's where it's seeping in. This is where you can see it. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there, because that is what we're going to be watching today. And like I said, I talked about that on the week ahead video, and I showed that chart. It is an important chart to be watching as we go into today. So anyway, going back to the conversations that you guys were having a bit ago about precious metals, Dale, you pulled up the gold silver ratio, and that is a really alarming chart if you are long silver, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, this is,
you're wrong. The long one, you're
right. Like I've looked at silver as a long-term triangle. This has kind of been my view
like that, Blake, and that lines up with 21. There you go.
It does. Now the problem is that we had the false breakout. Was when gold broke out and gave us the false breakout, silver gave us a very nasty false breakout above this very symmetrical triangle. Whenever I see that, that tells me that this is the highest risk.
Yeah.
And that means below 21 is definitely doable. And so when I think about the dollar, and I think about the recovery the dollar could possibly make, and this, I'm not trying to, solidify my dollar bullishness, but it would confirm the dollar, moving higher, is seeing precious metals really reverse. And like I said, I'm not a dollar bear at the moment, and I'm not a precious metals bull at the moment. I think that these false breakouts, even though they happened on a Sunday night, in Asia, I still think are going to weigh on the markets. And I think everybody's very bullish. I think I gave some anecdotal evidence of a friend of mine yesterday.
Yeah, right. About gold, right?
So I'm just what?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, I, have taught that gold can advance with the dollar advancing. We've seen it many times.
100%.
But 100% almost in silver silver needs a bear market in the dollar to appreciate and have a bull market. Most of the bull markets in silver happen during bear phases in the dollar, where there were times when there was a bull phase in the dollar and gold also was climbing at the same time. You're not going to see that with silver.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I mean, because usually the reason why, yeah, and this is like one of those rare instances, like 10-15% of the time when you see gold in the dollar rallying, it's because there's some sort of risk aversion, which the market isn't in a risk aversion mode most of the time. It's very rare when you have the markets absolutely crapping the bed and people are just scurrying to buy dollars and gold at the same time.
I think this will be a good opportunity to put on the gold silver ratio trade, short it at a certain point, because I still don't think that's a bottom in the gold silver ratio. I think we could go to 50 before it's over. So there could be a nice trade in the gold silver ratio coming up.
I have not looked at this in a long time, so let me just delete everything that I have here because it's just not viewable. But yeah, I mean, look,
maybe we're going for
maybe
that
we make a
high.
rally and
Yeah.
and
Go for
do one of these,
again.
Like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
for that.
hey, so I want to talk to these guys, KMan and Ryan, because they've obviously been awake way longer than us. So KMan, just in the ForexAnalytix chat room, you were just mentioning this, and I want to pull it up really quick. You were just talking about the German CPI data coming out. It came out in line, right? So, and you would expect that because the ECB, I mean, we're German CPI 3.7%. You would expect the ECB was pretty hawkish, so I would think that all the Eurozone CPI data would be fairly firm as a result. But you have any thoughts with some of the overnight data?
Yeah, it's a jump. It's as ECB was hinting at. Seems their expectations are coming to fruition. We saw a bit of still seeing on some of the crosses, a bit of a rally in the euro crosses. Dollar a bit less, but we are going to have US data out. Yeah, it's all as expected. Now, is it enough to have people revise their ECB expectations? Remains to be seen, but it's the same with all. Bund is coming off, so the expectations are being revised a little bit, but virtually the same everywhere. So if you look at the sterling gilts have been coming off as well. So ball back in the middle, mate, and wait for the next kickoff.
All right.
Blake, I know I've talked a lot during this session, I guess because I just want people to be aware of like the Russell.
That you're broadly neutral, that you're grossly neutral.
The Russell, I think, really led the way. Look, that rates would bump a little bit because they reversed Friday. And they've taken the huge hit, bigger hit. And then NASDAQ has been almost twice as weak as S&Ps in the last few days. I mean, we haven't opened yet, but like NASDAQ's down 50, S&P's down 140. But if you show the Russell chart,
look at that false breakout.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So, just,
look, I said
back
yesterday,
to 180.
Dale, there, you take Tom Lee, from FundStrat. He's like, S&P is going to be up marginally, but the Russell's going to be up like
double.
I think he said like it's going to be up 20% in 2024. I'm like, I'll take the other side of that trade any day of the week.
See what
I'm
it
like,
does
I think the Russell's going to
1800.
outpace the S&P much lower this year. So
yeah. And that's the regional banks too, because they make up a big part of the Russell. What's in the Russell and why it did so well is because they're the most heavily leveraged and indebted companies on the board. So when there was relief from rates, they outperformed. So if there's a bump up in rates, they're going to underperform. So they're kind of like the dollar. So that's how you got to. If you're a bond bull long term, you want to buy this break in the Russell, maybe halfway back or something. If you think rates aren't going much lower and they could take out the highs that they put in last year, you don't want to be long the Russell.
Very
So
wise words, Dale. Very wise
there you go.
words. That
Yeah.
experience matters here. Ryan, we haven't heard much from you today. What are your thoughts going into the end of the week with NFP? By the way, what was your vote for? What did you vote? How many jobs are you looking for tomorrow?
Ryman.
Red balloons, mate. Red balloons, 99.
99 Luft balloons. I love it. So 99,000 jobs. You're pretty much in line, right? Wait, no, you're not. We're looking for what? 100 let me just confirm.
70.
170,000.
That's
So
a whisper.
you are an NFP bear.
Yep.
So what makes you feel that way? Just
Well, I use a lot of deep analysis, technical numbers, and I crunch them together, and I lick my finger and I put it in the air like everyone else. No, I don't know. It's gonna be a funky time of year for the numbers. I'm just going for a lowish one this time.
okay. Yeah. I mean, look, your guess is better than mine, I'm sure. And I forget even what I put in. I honestly, I forget what my guess is because it's, it's like, I think it's very volatile anyway. So, but we're going to have weekly unemployment claims in just a few minutes. We're going to have, continuing claims. Anything else we should be looking for between now and then, with data? I meant tomorrow.
Last night API saw a pretty big draw on the oil data, so we've got the oils coming out as well a bit later. And oil is finding a bit of a bid. So if they confirm, it could pull just that a little bit higher again. But for the rest, no, I'm really waiting for tomorrow's data.
All right, we let's get ready for today's data. I'm just going to go ahead and put the charts back up and let me grab I think I'm going to keep the dollar yen. The dollar yen's just probing highs. I think I'll just keep the euro up actually, and I'll have the euro here to the left. And by the way, I should show you guys this. Just everybody in the ForexAnalytix community knows this because I updated the chart this morning. Right here and gave you guys a real quick update, but I want to share with you here live. So the euro, I wanted to buy, I had bids in yesterday at 108.88. And the reason why I had my bid there is because that was the 38% retracement right here. And it was also the 618 retracement of this move. Of course, it missed my bid by a few pips and I didn't chase it higher, but the euro's getting a bounce now. The thing is if the euro can trade up towards 110, I am looking to sell it. And actually the 38% retracement comes in at 109.88. So if we can get a move, just up, like some weaker data and just probe into new highs right there, I am going to be a seller of the euro up around the 109.88 level if we can get it. But we may not get that opportunity, following this data because it's going to be out in just a couple minutes. So we'll see. We'll see. And I have to point out the S&P is extremely weak. We're sitting right around the 4,700 level. And if we break that 4,700, we should test this breakout point at 46.45. Strong data could do that. Strong data could push stocks lower. I do believe at this point, good data is bad for stocks and vice versa, because everybody's trying to gauge if the Fed, if they should be, pricing in 6 rate cuts or not, if the market's right or wrong here. So those are my thoughts as far as data goes. Dale, any last minute thoughts before the data comes out here?
Yeah, I'm looking to be neutral after the release.
All right, here's the continuing claims, jobless claims. They should be out here in just a second. Ryan, any last minute words?
No, your guess on the NFP, by the way, was 140K.
140K. Can I revise that to 97,000? Just kidding. Just 2000. Hey guys, make sure you get your guesses in and put them in to that and respond to that tweet that the ForexAnalytix tweet. So here comes the data. Let's see it.
Bit better,
Claims they came
Yeah.
out in
more
line.
better.
There or thereabouts. Nothing
Jobless
to
claims.
get excited about. The fact that it wasn't high is probably a good thing.
Yeah, I mean the
So,
dollar
yeah.
should respond positively here. You see yields are pushing higher. Euros. Wait. Is that the? Oh, that was the S&P. I didn't mean to have
Yeah,
this.
dollar's a bit firmer.
Yeah, dollar's firmer. I mean the data's decent. Guys, this is the thing is, US data is not bad and stocks are, probably going to start probing that 4,700 level. And that's going to be key. Oh, one of the last charts I've got, and Dale, do you have a guess today?
Dana moved from today to tomorrow.
Oh, so we're free. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the charts that I want to show you guys that I think is very, very important for European equities. I'm going to take you over to the German DAX, and this is what looks to be a bull flag. Like you can argue that we have a bull flag pattern, but you can also argue that we're right at the previous highs and the all-time highs. So this is do or die for the German DAX. So if you see the S&P really break 4,700 and we start, getting a little bit some sellers coming in, and you see the DAX, start to break down below 16,500, that's going to end up being a false breakout instead of a bullish setup. It's going to be more of a bearish reversal. So I think this is a really important chart for traders to watch. I've been scratching my head the whole time, going, what the hell's the German DAX doing up here with, the German economy so weak? But it's this is maybe one of those moments where people all get a sense of reality and go, yeah, what is the German DAX doing up here? And we start to see a bit of a reversal. So
How's the Nikkei look, Blake? Right
what's that?
underneath it. How's the Nikkei look?
Let's get
right
over
on
to the Nikkei. It's still holding up pretty well, and I think
still wants another high.
Yeah, I mean, unless the BOJ really signals that that the monetary policy is going to change a little bit. I don't know, what's going to shift gears here. But you can see how the importance of this 30,000 level is. Yeah, really big. So since you don't have a guest today, let's just kind of wrap things up with, since we're all waiting for the data tomorrow. By the way, the euro is, trading a lot heavier now, and the dollar is firm and yields are breaking out. What is in your view, Ryan? Let's start with Ryan. Anything for the rest of the day that you think traders should be focused on? You had a tweet about the dollar yen, but anything you want to harp on a little bit here?
Nothing major. Keep an eye on the S&P services final later on, 2:45. So what's that? Just over an hour away. Just in case there's a little wobble there, or it's even better than expected. That's for the services number, because obviously we get the ISM after the NFP tomorrow. So it's a big old day today tomorrow. Canadian jobs included. But for the rest of the day, not much to keep an eye on, particularly just watching the levels. If we get a move up in dollar yen towards that 145 and the 38.2 fib at 144.69.70.
Yeah, that dollar yen is going to be an important one, as we're getting towards, and I know the ForexAnalytix community knows how big this 45 level is. It's also the underside of a broken channel, so. Yeah. This is all going to be really important resistance as we make our way up there. I've been long the dollar yen this week, and I've been buying since down here, and I don't know if I really want to be long much longer going into the remainder of this week. So, KMan, what are your thoughts going into between today and tomorrow?
Yeah, I've been long dollar yen as well, but I've let them go yesterday. I didn't think there was going to be so much, well, I'm not going to say panic, but people needing to rebalance their views. But this one, I was highlighting exactly those same levels this morning in the room and on the flow show. It's if 145.50 15 goes, there may be more in this, you know. So the thing is, if you trade catastrophes, let's put it that way, you never know where you're going to stop, right? And you never know how much further those flows are going to take us if the people feel the need to rebalance even more of their expectations. I was looking at the JGB. The 10 years not moving, but all the short term yen rates are coming off. So I think people expect the government to come up with something. So yeah, it could go a bit further, this yen move. And the thing is, if you don't get any bad dollar data, then there's very little reason to be long yen, because if you're long yen, the funding is biting virtually straight away, right?
Right. Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I still, and I know I harped on this a lot on the week ahead video this weekend. I I still believe that the yen is going to be the trade of the year. I just don't think it's right now. I think, you know, being long yen at some point this year is going to be probably one of the best trades out there. But for right now, I'm expecting some yen weakness. And you know, and as you point out, KMan, you know, can we get to 145? Sure. Can we get to 148? Sure. Can we get to 150 again? Yeah. I mean, you know, theoretically, could we break into new highs and get above 150 too? I mean,
The only thing we have to pay attention to is the speed of the move.
yeah.
We are still mid, kind of low to mid range of that correction from 152 down, or the move from 152 down. But if you start to get like a couple of days where dollar yen takes 200-300 points every day, then the officials may come out of the woodwork as well. That is another thing to keep in mind. And one last thing, if I may, and that may seem very how shall I say, innocent, or people may just not realize, but we have the Mexican Banxico minutes coming out today, and they were surprisingly neutral, where the market was expecting them to start to move over to the more dovish side. They were pretty neutral on the last meeting. So there may be a few clues in there after all, whether to see if they find everything good enough and starting to perhaps look to the other side. So we may have a little bit of a trump card there for a move this afternoon on the mix, perhaps.
And you know, looking at the dollar mex, I expected a break here, which came in, you know, during the holidays. I expected that break to really lead us back down to the screen line. You can see I have an alarm set there because I was like, okay, well, I'm a buyer down here. But we didn't reach for it. And now if we get back above 1720, I wouldn't want to be on the short side of the dollar mex, because I think that would create a bit of a squeeze. So maybe the minutes today opens the door for some volatility. That's a great idea, KMan. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yep.
All right. Well, Dale, you know, as far as I'm going, hey, I'm long dollar yen. I'm going to let it go, you know, after being my cost average right now. Everybody in ForexAnalytix community knows I'm long at 141.85. So I'm long right. My average is right here. I'm going to let it go when we get up towards 145, you know, especially ahead of the jobs report tomorrow.
Right.
But I think
it.
the yen could continue to weaken even further. So, you know, I just want to manage a little bit of risk for the data.
I'll wrap it with this. I'm not neutral, my teammates. Okay. I'm very bullish. The voices that I hear in the morning before Wall Street opens really gets me prepped for the day. So if it does it for me, I'm sure it does it for you. And really, I think that we provide a great service for people out there for free.
Yeah, and you know, if you're inside the community, you got a
Yeah.
lot of great you can see just a lot of great conversations in all the different rooms about different things that are happening, you know, what people are trading. what markets they're trading, news and research. There's so much involved in our community. So if you're floating around in Fintwitville, and then you probably find a better community where you got traders that have that are like-minded around you. So anyway,
and not just traders, it's you guys. And look at all the experience of years and where everyone learned and how long they've taught other traders. So my advice is to reinvest the gains that you picked up just being here in Face with we give you actionable stuff every day, and say thank you to us and join and take advantage of the offer. Just do it.
all right, Dale. Well,
And
thanks for hosting us today, guys. Don't
was
forget.
I kind of salesy today, Blake?
You were, but you know what? I love it. But
Okay.
I'm going to continue to be salesy. Make sure you guys are listening to the Flow Show with KMan and Ryan every day. They'll be there tomorrow
Yeah.
morning. It's nice to have them both back in the pocket after the holidays. So, if I was awake during those hours, I would definitely be listening to that show every single day, because the knowledge that those guys
Yeah.
put down on the public for free is unparalleled. So
Find
make sure you
better
guys
free analysis. Anyone that is out there that goes to other places, I challenge you to find a better place to find, we cover everything too.
That's right.
So anyway, guys, good luck today. And K-Man and Ryan and
Thanks, Coach.
Steve behind the camera. He's now
These
our
guys.
producer. He wears a beret while he's broadcasting on YouTube.
And the
Just
dress.
want to say, great job, guys. Looking forward to working with you guys again this year. Let's get it.
Let's do it.
All right. Don't just
Thanks,
count your
Coach.
pips, count your blessings. See everyone tomorrow for the Trade the NFP live with us.